You are a double pancake serving with syrup poured all over you for breakfast, baby dolls. Welcome to Crypto's Juiciest News. And yes, we do have some juicy news, friends. Remember, I've been working tirelessly to deliver you such critical information, such as Mt. Gox, which is the failed Bitcoin exchange Ponzi back from 2013, 2014. They were 80% of the world trading volume for Bitcoin. Huge. The running a Ponzi went to zero. The Bitcoin is finally starting to get released. Now, it's only been some payments and it's Japanese yen denominated, but I think they're testing the waters. Okay, this is just me, my theory. I already made a bacon news to tell you. I reckon they've sent out a few to kind of see, is the market gonna dump? If the market takes a big, fat, juicy dump, then they know, oh, no, don't worry, we're gonna wait until October. But because they get to sneak it out a bit, they get to get rid of it. Remember, there's 140,000 Bitcoin or so. There's like 6.1 billion US notional based off this. I want to let you know as well too. So to move Bitcoin down about 2%, you need like $400 million. But that's all the perpetual futures volume. So if too many people sell spot, it can't get absorbed too fast. So I don't know how big the move is going to be. But, you know, they could always stagger it out. And also very interesting, got to let you know too, the scum accountants and lawyers double sent some people some payments accidentally. So they've been stealing billions of dollars from this for the past 10 years in accounting fees, lawyer fees. These people are literally truly subhuman filth, trash, scum. These people are losers. I can't believe that they should all of them should be put in jail. How the hell do you mess up after 10 years of doing your BS? Obviously, they've just been playing with their Willy's friends. They've been doing absolutely nothing, just spinning around in squeaky chairs. No, non-squeaky chairs. They wish they had squeaks in their chairs. They've been sitting around doing nothing. What have you been doing? The whole system's crap, man. It's all trash. Okay, look. So these Mt. Gox creditors started receiving these payments already, all right? Now, if we're looking at the Bitcoin price, though, remember, don't worry about any of these. We're still in the fourth green monthly candle. They're probably here to test the waters. And as well, if we zoom in to see what's going on closer, Bitcoin is still around. Look at this, that 40K mark, running around, you know. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen. I mean, I hope this is one of those magical triangles. We hope it is. This is where, like, it's over. It's literally over for all the bears. And then, no. We're just drawing lines. Doesn't really matter. We're drawing lines. You need a system if you're trading. If you don't have a system, well, I'll give you a better system, okay? Go to your job. Ask for a pay rise. Get another job. Sell anything you can and start DCAing your favorite altcoins. Okay? Not financial advice, but I'm going to give you specific ones. Go start DCA buying your favorite altcoins. If they've disconnected too far, okay, sweet. Put a daily chart, put a 21 EMA, buy it when it comes back to the daily. Yes, you're probably still going to go offside, but at least it's better to wait than try to FOMO buy in. And that's it. That's going to do you much better than trying to leverage trade everybody else and getting destroyed. Here's an example though. This is ChainLink. Now, ChainLink is still around these zone, friends. I'm hoping what it's doing is this little triangle. So here's the flagpole. We're hoping it's doing this little triangle move like, wow. And then we hope, yay, you go up here. Now, it's going to be tough here because the actual soy zone. So where is Chainlink soy zone? Chainlink soy zone. So that's why I've got the fibs drawn automatically here, friends, just so everybody can see. The soy zone for Chainlink is this rectangle box. See that? Around $29 or $34. You've also got to check the market cap. So it's just around here. It's the 50 to 61% retrace. So it doesn't have to get there. Altcoins did not have to get there in the previous cycle. They can just stay down in the press for a long time until Bitcoin breaks its all-time high. Also, super important chart. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Now, I've actually got the weekly super channel Bitcoin dominance. Where does it actually hit go time? It's if we can close a week below 50.7%. So obviously, this is the strength of Bitcoin, how much it's claimed over the Bitcoin over the crypto industry. And Soylana has been taken over, so you can see it down ticking here. We need ETH to start going up. So basically, this chart is just literally just inverse ETH BTC because Ethereum is such a big part of the industry. Now, what I've noticed is people still don't get it. Like they think, oh, Bitcoin dominance is going down, therefore it's alt time to buy alts. Like, they don't even know what they're saying. Do you know how the Bitcoin dominance is constructed? It's like literally 80% Ethereum. You know that, right? And everything is Ethereum linked. So it's like literally almost 90% of the market. So all this is literally, if you just invert it, it is just ETH BTC. Okay, it's not perfectly ETH BTC, but it's basically just ETH BTC. Okay, so this chart, it's just still fascinating. People see red on it. They go, oh, time to buy alt. They don't know what they're actually doing. What you're doing is you are waiting for Ethereum to show strength against Bitcoin, and then you are starting to buy alt. So that's what they're doing. Now, of course, they've simplified it. And yes, it's a good way to think about it. But it's really important, like, what are you actually doing here? You're waiting for Ethereum as a smart contract platform to show itself to be dominant over Bitcoin gains, for the market to tell you that it wants to take on more risk. And once that's happening, then you're getting into altcoins. So, that's what you're waiting for, the same thing. But this is the ETH BTC chart. Okay, this is the ETH BTC chart cratering down here. All the Bitcoin maxis have called for the death of Ethereum. I mean, it'd be nice if we just end up in Q1, because there's just so many people just going to get it wrong. I love this. I can't tell you how much I love it. I love seeing perfectly repeatable pattern, very obvious chart, everything lining up magic. And then but then I get scared. I'm like, wait a minute. If I'm seeing these patterns, but everybody else believes it, now we're in trouble, because that means it's priced in. That means it might not happen the way everybody expects. The good thing is, everybody's thrown out Ethereum. Everyone. It's like we got a gift. Soylana pump. Soylana. Ethereum is dead. Perfect. Please. Thank you. Get out. I want you guys to get out, because once they realize they're being conned again later on, they start FOMO buying everything else, which is exactly what we want. That chaos is what pumps our bags. Also, more news, friends. The Bitcoin ETF gets closer. So it's now in early January. I want to remind you, it's a 99.9% chance of approval. Roca Negra always gets approved. It's priced in. Don't care what anyone says. And yes, even if something's priced in and then it goes up more, doesn't really matter, man. I can screenshot anything for 10 minutes. But what I mean by priced in, I think you'll be laughed at some point in the next 6 months if you're buying on the ETF. At some point, you're just laughed at. Now, you might not be laughed at specifically Bitcoin price. For example, it could only drop 10%. It could drop 30%, then back down to only 10% by June next year, which means Bitcoin 44 goes back down to like 32, back up to 40. Okay, you might be laughed at like that, or you could be laughed at by just non-ETF approved stuff start mooning. For example, wouldn't it be funny if the move to do was to buy Ethereum on the Bitcoin spot ETF approval? That would be a pretty funny thing to figure out if that happens, okay? Also, MEXC, these are trash exchange, friends. Don't use them. They keep stealing user funds because their market maker algorithm is trash. So obviously, they're running a bucket shop. They're running CFDs. They don't have proper market makers. So, proper market maker is, so they're all these bids and offers. If you get hit on the upside, the algorithms, they have a lot of different accounts, different funds, different MEV, quant scum, friends. When they get hit on the offer, so you've hit up into the offer, now they're short. What they'll do is they go, oh my God, I'm short. I've got to go hedge myself off. They will go to Binance and they'll buy spot, or they'll buy on their exchange, and that's how they're doing the arbitrage. Now, MEXC, clearly, they're not doing that. What they're doing is they go, you know what? Screw these MEV people. We have to make more money. And so what they're doing is they're just running their own market makers. But it gets screwed up. So there are people reporting on certain news, they'll just go like 75x long, and they'll have like a big 100K profit trade, but then the exchanges won't pay them. So basically what's happened is their own market makers are too slow reading off other exchanges. And then this guy wasn't even doing anything. So the people who have been robbed, they're not even doing anything special. It's just that they're part of the winning crew. That's it. And unfortunately, their funds are being withheld from them, okay? Also, now this is really interesting, friends. So crypto VCs, they invested minus 68%. So less money in 2023 compared to 2022. This is because in 2022, funding all happened at the start, as everyone expected a bull market to continue. It's also a good sign for launch pads and IDOs, because VCs are not getting greedy yet. Careful of investing too late, 2024, 2025. So, for example, friends, we might be going to be doing the Drift ICO, IDO thing soon. I think they said it's 27th, man, so it should be out anytime soon. I think they said they'll give me some code thing, and then we just all put it. We just get like 5% extra coins. Okay, I'm not getting extra coins, friends. I tell you, I do not get paid in extra coins. There's like there's 4 different funding rounds, and when they get capped, that's it. But the prices aren't that much. It's like, I think one is 6 units. So it's 6 and then 6.5 and then 7 and then 7.5. I think it's something like that. So it's not even really, it's nothing. Like who cares? Like what's an extra 30% difference in the price? And if you get in these, you're hoping to make like a 20x, right? Now I'm saying I'm just participating in it, and then that's it. But also just to prepare you for these, okay, friends, please, look, I wish everybody well. However, it can literally go to 0, and we're playing this video to our face like, we're stupid. But you knew the risk. Okay, you flip the coin. Okay, if you flip a coin, it comes out tails, but you bet heads. Are you stupid? No, it just happened, man. Okay, so don't sell any of your core bags, please, for the love of God, if you please. Okay, if you sell your core bags for this and you lose, that's on you. All right, I don't want to see anybody selling any of their core bags. The only thing I would personally sell is big blue chip, either like Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's if I would. But number one should be your fiat stable coins. You shouldn't even be touching them. All right, and then that's it. You wish them well. You hope they do the upgrades. You hope a narrative comes later on. This one's a gaming thing related. What else can you do, man? It's just like you hope it. You hope. That's the game, man. That's the game. Just I don't care about any of these things in terms of like falling in love with a team or anything else. Okay, like you said, you pray for everyone else. I'm just telling you, just give me cheap prices. I don't care. Just get me in early and give me cheap prices, and then everything will take care of itself. Because good luck trying to predict a dog with a hat does a 10,000x on Soylana. You know what I mean? Like, see how random it is? You just don't know. But just don't go all in on one thing, and that it is what it is. Also, speaking of Soylana, it broke new record monthly active addresses. Just to remind you. See, we all have the same idea. It's funny, I speak to so many people, me included, we all had the same idea before we saw the data, which was, let's find a chain where there's heaps of users, but the prices are really low. It doesn't happen like that, friends. There is no divergence. It's one in the same. That's why it's Metcalfe's law. That's right. You will not find a chain with increasing daily active users consistently, like over 6 months, and the price is down. It doesn't happen. It moves in sync. That's why I tell you, Metcalfe's law and that formula, where if you have whatever user growth you get, you square that to get the price increase. So if you can say 10x your user base, you get 100x the price growth. Remember, it's just approximation, man. Don't get too caught up in the formula, friends. Just telling you everything goes parabolic. But it's just fascinating to see that that's why all my videos, it's a relationship. It's the same thing. You can't get like 10x more users without 10x the pricing. That's what it basically says this. And look at the data. That's actually what happens. You see all of these, you're like, oh my gosh. As the prices are going up, but here's the thing. People are wondering, what comes first? The users or the price? Well, this is the scary part, friends. They're freaking in sync. It's really, it's crazy. Now, this is, why is it crazy? Because most people will say, well, how do you count the difference between someone in a group of 20 people and they have like $80 to their name, and then one whale comes in with $800,000? The scary thing is that this applies to every single coin. Every coin, it keeps applying to them. Now, their dollar value, the market cap is different, right? So for example, the user base in PulseChain is going to be different to the user base in like XRP in terms of the average dollar amount invested. But so you have to measure it based off itself. You can't measure it to other things. You can't say, well, for example, you can't say PulseChain has 13,000 daily active users and then this other layer 2 chain has 13,000 daily active users. You'll find that the market's giving them different prices. It could be wildly off. So you have to compare it to itself. That's the best way to think about it. So that's why when I say, hey, can PulseChain do 100x? I go, well, it's got 13,000 daily users. Can I see it having 130,000 daily active users in the future? Yes. You know who had it? Corridanzo. So Charles Hoskinson coin back in 2020 had 11,000 daily active users. And then in the bull market, it went to like 130,000 daily active users. So that's around the 10x. And yes, it did around the 100x price increase. It was more like 150x price increase. But from that point, it actually did around the exact point where it was, right? Not including the zombie virus. I don't like starting from the absolute bottom, it's just the middle range. Yeah, it did like 100x. So it'd be fascinating if that happens again. Okay. More news, friends. ZK Sync. So this is one of those layer 2 new Ethereum techs, etc. Honestly, no one really cares. Everyone's on it. I'm not joking. It's known. This is just like the community and the memes. If you see people saying, hey, just like an Indian chain or whatever, it's just a bot chain, what people are basically saying is the chains are filled with just like heaps of microtransactions, with just literally a lot of third world country people who are just farming it for the airdrop. And all these people know the same thing. They go to an exchange, they get 50 addresses, and they try to do it. So you could spend your time doing that. It's personally not for me, but there are a lot of people who do these farming things. I just don't like putting my hands in the faith of teams, especially when I just don't have faith in them, man. I don't have faith in them giving out so much free money. I don't. And you're also at risk. What if they time it wrong? Okay. What if they wait too long when it comes to how long it takes for Bitcoin to moon, and then you don't have any capital to invest the whole time? Because all your capital is spent in the time units used to farm airdrops that might not come for another year. Okay, so there's a lot of risk when it comes to these. But hey, if you are in a third world country, you don't have much money, you can go find all these different guides and you can start doing this farming stuff yourself. But I don't like them, friends. You know, look, it could be a lot of money for people. Sometimes they land like a $400 airdrop, and that's a lot. Obviously, everyone's trying to think about how can I get $100,000 for these. But just to tell you now, man, like 100,000, yeah, it's good for an airdrop, but it could be that to get the 100K from now, it could make you wait a year. And you might find like, oh my gosh, I could make a 20x in some good undervalued gems with just a 5 grand. So just opening your mind, you should be able to just look at different parts of the crypto sector and explore what you think you need to do. Because look, at least airdrops you have a higher success rate, I guess, than like leverage trading, where most people get wrecked. But you're putting too much faith in teams, not being greedy, and there's VCs and there's competition. This is a lot of things, man. It gets really, really, really tough. And you can't rotate your money anywhere, right? So for example, look at all the Soylana people just holding Sol. They're able to rotate and buy poop coins around in the ecosystem. That's an advantage you have once you're like in the nitty gritties and doing hands-on. I also want to show you this very nice Peppy with his friend hanging poo-poo on the water bungalow. Pretty cool. Also, friends, I found this fascinating information. So this is from this PulseChain fudders around. A lot of people say, no, don't talk about them. Don't talk about them. They're always the thorn in the side. Doesn't really matter, man. Everyone's here to have fun, okay? Now, Mr. Takumi Research, right, is an anonymous account. He said that he posted a picture. And he says, this is Eric. So Eric is saying, dear Eric Wall, saying, Richard not being able to go to the US. My theory was that if he would try to win that bet by actually traveling stateside, it would likely catalyze a more assertive legal posture from the corrupt SEC, leading to litigation. So regardless if he went or not, he'd still lose. He went. So in a nutshell, he deleted this post. Now this is very sus. I don't know why he would delete that post, but he said, basically what he said is, he baited Richard Hart into coming to the USA. He said he thought in his mind, he goes, if he doesn't come to the USA, it's FUD because people will think he's a criminal, wanted out for criminal charges, and you'll get arrested at the airport. So then Richard came and debated him on stage. But now he's saying, he goes, well, I still win because there's a part with the corrupt SEC fans. So we all know they're very, very corrupt scum. Everybody who works there is a piece of trash person as well. Look at this. Okay, so he also mentioned there's a part in here called, it's to do with, here you go, territorial jurisdiction. So he's saying if he never went into the USA, they would have a very hard time arguing the territorial jurisdiction. You'd have to say, oh, you saw it through the internet website somewhere. So he's basically trying to claim that. Now, this is confusing because Eric's a fudder and Mr. Takumi Research is an anonymous account fudder. I know who he is from another community, by the way. Okay, I won't dox you. Don't worry. So Mr. Takumi and him, they're both fudders, but Mr. Takumi is now ratting out the other rat fudder. Which is, friends, I told you, this is the game, man. This is the game. See, it's not, this is the thing. When you're in a city, there is people outside. They're not these other barbarians with big clubs coming to take over your city. They're not coordinated. They're literally just sewer rats. If you leave a sewer rat to just go around, it ends up just drowning itself or just eating some rat poison, friends. They just die. There's nothing there. But it's just funny. It's funny to see everyone get so tilted. But I know. It's because of the religious belief. Every community has that. Happens in Bitcoin, happens in Ethereum, happens in all these, okay? But you can never get too pompous about it because, you know, the Bitcoin maxis will say, haha, Ethereum can never be decentralized. It'll close in on itself before it ever reaches its status, okay? But, yeah, it's kind of true. But the thing is, with Ethereum as well, it can be a higher market cap than Bitcoin and not be decentralized. So, you know, that's why just in the Bitcoin maxi mind, because Bitcoin is decentralized, the most decentralized, all right, not fully, but the most on a scale, and it went up at the start so much, they have it in their mind that they think, oh, the market gives value to decentralization, when that's actually not true. You know us around, like no one really cares, okay? You just got to be decentralized enough, okay? It's like having like an armored car, right? Okay, you have a car that can withstand the bomb. Okay, well, how many shells of the bomb, how many shells of the, around the car do you need? You know, it's 10 shills okay? Okay, what if you drive around literally just a brick house on a crane, just moving it around? You see what I mean, friends? Like, at some point, you just stop valuing the extra security. Also, this is a very funny picture from Lamont Black from the Dice Stakes movie, partying with the Hexicans, and Eric watching from afar, like, yes, yes, all the fun stuff. So, friends, I'm just asking them kindly, if it turns out that you guys are wrong, and you now have to face literally the most engaged, loudest, and ferocious 100,000 people on an internet forum to ever exist. If you have to face that, especially in crypto, the PulseChain community, just gonna ask you nice, don't delete your account. Don't block everyone because you're gonna run out of time. You'll stress yourself out. Don't bother doing that. Just sit there and take it like a man, because it's gonna be rough. I'll tell you right now. We have there's 2 years of receipts, friends. There's 2 years. Do you know how many receipts there are now? You have people literally, well, I'm seeing in my mind, friends, they've done what Jesse Limbaugh's done. They've gone into a hotel lobby and they've got a water pistol. They are literally blowing, I can just see it right now, they're about to blow their brains out, because the coins that are moving, they're like, ha, 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 your coin's not moving. And I'm just sitting there like, oh man, you're talking to the wrong community. You don't want to kick this hornet's nest if you're wrong, man. I'm just saying right now, of all the coins, like, go back out, try Litecoin or something. Okay, just, that's what's coming next. Also, please don't do any self-harm. Look after yourself. But you're gonna have to sit here and take it like a man. I'm telling you, I'm telling you now. This is the best part. It doesn't even have to go up a long way. We're gonna declare victory, even like plus 50%. That's it, plus 50%. You know why, friends? Because a peanut brain here said all you have to do is go to the biggest coin and see which one isn't moving, and then it's gonna be in this tiny red, deep blood red text and show like, oh, it doesn't matter that Soylana's up, so for example, 1,000%. If in like a month period, it's only down like 0.1%, that'll be in giant red numbers. And then we can show like plus PulseChain plus 50%. You can affect change that way, friends. With Soylana, the community is too big. You can't affect change as much, okay? So this is just one example, and there's many, many other coins that happen to as well. So that's going to be fun when it plays out. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. Don't forget he loves you. Tell mum and dad. We're still going to make it. Catch you soon.